Not long after Socrates drank the hemlock, in a land across the sea from Athens, a child was born under the sapphire skies of Stagira, a small town in northern Greece. His name was Aristotle, and like the stars that gleamed above him, his thoughts would reach far beyond the age he lived in. He was born in 384 BCE, the son of Nicomachus, a physician who served the king of Macedon. From the start, Aristotle's world was filled with medicine, reason, and the rhythms of nature. He learned to look closely, at plants, at animals, at people, and to ask, what causes things to become what they are? But tragedy came early. His parents died when he was still a boy. Orphaned, Aristotle was sent to Atarneus, where he grew up under the guardianship of family friends. Even then, he was quiet, curious, always watching, always wondering. When he was 17, his path led him to the heart of ancient wisdom, Plato's academy in Athens. For 20 years, he studied there, a student who never stopped asking. While Plato dreamed in ideals, Aristotle kept his feet on the ground. Plato said, "All things are shadows of perfect forms." Aristotle replied, "Let us study the thing itself." He collected seashells. He observed bees. He dissected fish. He wrote about logic, ethics, politics, rhetoric, biology, and poetry. Where Plato had been a philosopher-poet, Aristotle became a philosopher-scientist, determined to understand the natural world by looking deeply into it. And then came the boy, Alexander. King Philip of Macedon asked Aristotle to tutor his son, a sharp, wild child with ambition in his eyes. And so, under a grove of trees, Aristotle taught Alexander not just war and power, but ethics, reason, and the nature of greatness. Years later, Alexander the Great would conquer much of the known world. And though he wielded a sword, it was Aristotle's thoughts that sharpened it. Aristotle returned to Athens and founded his own school, the Lyceum. But this was no silent library. It was a garden, a walking path, a living classroom. His students called themselves peripatetics, those who walk. Because Aristotle believed that thinking should move through forests, across cities, into hearts. He married Pythias, the niece of a friend, and they had a daughter, also named Pythias. After Pythias died, Aristotle later shared his life with Herpyllis, with whom he had a son named Nicomachus, after his father. Though he loved Athens, suspicion rose against him late in life. After Alexander died, the city turned against Macedonian influence, and Aristotle, with his royal connections, felt the tide shift. Fearing the fate of Socrates, he quietly left Athens, saying, "I will not allow the Athenians to sin twice against philosophy." He moved to Euboea, a peaceful island, and died there soon after in 322 BCE, at the age of 62. But oh, what he left behind. Over 200 works, many lost to time, but enough remained to shape the very structure of Western thought. He gave us the first system of logic, the foundations of biology and zoology, the basis for ethics, political theory, rhetoric, and poetic analysis. He asked not just how we live, but how we ought to live. He sought the golden mean, the balanced life between excess and deficiency. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Happiness depends on ourselves. And so, like Socrates before him, Aristotle never chased power. He chased truth, not in the clouds, but in the earth, the body, the stars, and the soul. His questions shaped the minds of saints and scientists, kings and poets. And long after his footsteps vanished from the Lyceum, his words still walk with us. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more timeless tales and truths from history. It is a pleasure to serve you. Many blessings to you.